Over the years, I've been sharing my story of how I started my own lawn care business and became an entrepreneur. Throughout those years, I've met so many great people, and now it's time to share their story and have some fun along the way. So tell me how did that start? Like, what made you get into it?
Okay, so this is gonna sound really stupid. I love lawnmowers ever since I was born. I went through one of the little plastic toy lawnmowers every year. Every time my dad would come out here and cut grass, I'd be out there following him
Nice.
with the plastic lawnmower. I go through one every year.
I might get that new grandstand multi-force with a plow on the front of that.
Yeah, nice.
Eventually it broke. And so I went to get it inspected, and I didn't really. And so I was actually going out to jobs, and I would leave the customer. I'd be like, "All right, see you later," and I would crawl in from the passenger side across to the driver's side.
Every money I get, I put it to the side, and I go buy more equipment every time. So every job I did, I put it to the side. I pay my bills, or I put $10 to the side, and I just keep building and building and building.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Nice drive-in.
Yeah, man.
This is the sanctuary here.
This is the sanctuary. Nice. So everything's in a hibernation mode, you said?
Yeah, so basically in the winter, November 15th to April 15th is that period where we have to be on alert for snow. So like tonight you can even see it's a little wet on the ground. So if we get below freezing temperatures, if there's enough water on the ground or enough precipitation, it's going to be icy conditions, so we got to be on it. So tonight,
That's what that's for?
yep, that's what that thing's for right there. That thing slings some salt. This is my first year having that. I don't know, with a lot of learning curves and
Yeah.
which one to pick, which salsa to go with, but yeah, I got to always be on alert. November 15th, April 15th. So I got
Wow.
everything.
Till April, huh?
Yeah, so like November and April is that period where this starts being used and this starts being used,
Yeah.
So it's, everything's got to be prepped, and, that goes in the bed, and then you lose the bed space there, and where does everything go? So it's kind of like the garage is awkward right now because it's not really flowing, but
It's in transition, right?
yeah, it's a transition. So
time.
let's say, April comes, it's still snowing, or, the next day, like in November, it could be snow. We're doing cleanups, we got to be ready to do snow the next day. So everything's kind of got its own spot, Obviously everything's hung up here. Kind of what I do is when the day starts, this is where everything is. So this isn't like where it stays for storage.
Right.
So trailers here, mowers go out, these get taken off. This is pretty much the spots. But I'm going to be transitioning to, we're no longer taking stuff out of this garage. We're not in this garage anymore, off this, this property.
Where's your trailer at?
My tandem trailer, I keep it at property right now for storage.
And then
But
in season you leave in the driveway.
sometimes I park it in the driveway here, or I'll go pick it up, and then so it's like 30 minutes each day, just about.
Just
Just
for that.
loading and unloading. So it's literally an hour between dialing up and loading, though. So it's about 30 minutes of actual on and off the trailer,
Yeah.
all this stuff.
You have the one open trailer?
Yep.
Right?
I got an 18-footer open tandem, and then this year I just bought it's out back a SureTrack, a single axle 3-board high. I made that like a sidewalk trailer this year. We put all these snow blowers in. So I don't know if I'm gonna rotate it into lawn care, but I plan on getting an enclosed one this year, just so this stuff has got a home. You know, every day it's not being unloaded from this garage.
And would you keep the enclosed in the driveway, or you
No,
probably
I can't
keep it
keep.
where you
I'd
have?
keep it at a storage yard probably.
So how long have you been in business for?
Since 2014.
Okay. And what equipment did you start off with? Did you start off with any of this stuff? Is any of this original?
No, this stuff is all pretty much new. Both mowers are from 2016. But I started off with, I bought something off of Craigslist. It was like a Gravely Pro Walk. It had the pistol grips.
Yeah.
So like you dropped it into the belts. I remember I took it out for the first day. As soon as I dropped it, the belts slipped right off of it, and it was just a maintenance machine, I call it.
Yeah.
And in 2016, I picked up the Gravely in the beginning, around March time, and then I bought the X-Mark right before fall cleanup started. Each mower kind of has their own purpose. This stand-on, obviously, you get the more efficiency for mowing. You know, a lot of the yards here are 5,000 to 10,000 square feet, so you're kind of in and out, spinning on the dot. So I like having a sit-down and then a stander. This obviously the sit-down is going to be more for the spring cleanups. I throw the Yarko rake on it. We do thatching, and then the cleanups, the sit-down. The X-Mark's huge. I don't really have a kind of like a preference of mowers. I do want to eventually get it to one brand, just so we're putting one brand and one type of engine. So we're putting the same filters on, buying the same bolts. Tires are almost identical. It just kind of how, I don't know, it kind of just the pieces of the puzzle came together. This is just the two mowers I kind of ended up with. Yeah, each mower has their own purpose. Having two mowers helped keep the hours off of them, because the Gravely there, it's going to be at 500. This one's at a couple hundred. So two machines. If one goes down for the day, I can grab one too. And obviously the small two-cycle equipment, the blowers. I keep everything pretty much steel for the two-cycle equipment. I'll run Red Max, Echo. It's just like I said, everything kind of just fell together. One piece of equipment to another. There's no real personal preference or complete loyalty towards one. Still kind of, like I said, 2014 is when I started, so I'm still kind of feeling everything out, seeing what I like, what I don't like. As far as the snow goes, for obviously we got the plow and the salter on the truck, and then we got these Toro single stages. These have been time and time again. A lot of people talk about them. I can pick it up, put it on a pickup truck. Good up to about 6 or 8 inches. It starts getting tough on them though. But I like to keep some of these. If I have a subcontractor or something, I can they have these too. They can go out, use the equipment as needed. These are the snowblower, snow machine to go to if you don't have a plow or. So I like to keep a lot of them, because pull cord, this bale clutch falls out or something. But as far as equipment goes, I like to keep a lot of my stuff newer, just because when I first started off with that, Gravely, it was a 1990 Pro Walk. It would break every week, and I'd be sitting there trying to fix her, trying to weld this, and Dad and I try to fix this spindle or get it to cut right, and it was just like, get the new mowers, make sure I get the accounts first and the work. That's the most important thing, and that way you can stay efficient and get everything done in a timely manner. Because I was doing a yard hour or so with a walk behind, and as soon as I started getting these, I could do almost twice as much in a day. I know you got the grandstand, so it's efficient. It's really efficient.
Yeah. But so what was there any equipment that you don't have that you're kind of aspiring to, that you want to get?
Probably swap out the stander. I want to get either a Toro or X-Mark stander, either this year in the for the years to follow, just to kind of keep it in the Toro X-Mark. I really like the Kohler engines on them too. But right now I'm pretty much where the equipment is needs to kind of stay there, and then it'll be that more work again. Then I'll get more equipment or outfit another truck. Everything, like I said, everything is good for the workload now. If we get more workload, obviously more mowers, but I'm confined to this space right now too, so I'm kind of in a transition where enclosed trailer, storage unit, then after that it's piece of property, garage.
You do all this by yourself? Or mainly like the lawn stuff by yourself? Or
Pretty much. The snow, obviously, we have, subcontractors that go out and do snow. Where I can't do the work myself, obviously, being 100 places at once. So they have their work for the winter, and then the summertime and spring, I keep it all in house. I don't really, give jobs here or there away. It's mainly me. Sometimes we get, day labor or, someone to help. Once in a while, I'm off of school but pretty much I keep it a sole operation. It's more like, self-employed to do lawns, one truck, one trailer. But with my website kicking up and the more work coming in, we're going to need more equipment, more bodies to get the work done. It's just been, it's kind of hard juggling that. You kind of, when you go to scale, do I want to make the jump, or, I can take on 20 more yards this week, or do I keep it down here, or use the 80-20 rule, cut it down, or, almost like it's keep a step. Like it was a step to going from working for someone else, and it was scary then to make that jump, but now it's scary for the next jump in your business. Not that people don't think they can do it, they just don't envision it, they can't see it, but once they start doing it, they adjust, and then obviously that transition phase, they get used to it, and then they're going to be the next scary thing, which is 40 plus employees, Medicare, or all that stuff.
Yeah, this is a sweet truck, man.
Thank you. So it was getting to the point where my other truck was getting to 10 years old. It was a 5.7 Hemi, and I'd be plowing or towing, and some stuff wouldn't be enough power, or I'd be trying to haul some stuff and it would, push parts over, like suspension parts, or blow a leaf spring, so I got something that was overkill, kind of. So when I start stepping into things, like when I step into the salter, it's no problem. I step into a V-plow, which weighs heavier, or expandable plow, it's going to handle it. So this is my first diesel truck, and
you like it so far?
There's good things I can say about diesel, and there's bad things. The maintenance is definitely more expensive, going into parts, but you get better output. You're going to be able to tow better every day. You're going to have better fuel mileage. Sometimes diesel's cheaper than gas. Sometimes diesel's right now is over $3. So
I've heard a lot of people say, though, with trucks especially, but even with trailers, like, get something that's bigger than you need to grow into. So I mean, I know you said overkill, but maybe that's good, because now you won't have to worry about it. You can grow into it, and it should last you.
Anything that goes on that bumper or bumper pull, it'll pull it. Anything, any salt that I put in there, it's gonna do it no problem. It's not gonna, throw a transmission or.
So what is this? A 350?
It's a 350 with the 6.7 power stroke. It's a 2011. Everybody thinks it's brand new. I bought it used.
It's in great shape.
Yeah, I try to keep it clean, but it's got, it's dirt, it's rust, it's definitely been worked.
It's a work truck, man.
Oh yeah, I try to keep it as clean as possible, but at the same time, when you work a vehicle, this paint's gonna chip here, or this is gonna break.
Yeah.
So when we get here, guys come out, do the sidewalks.
So how'd you get this account?
I believe it was off a website. Someone inquired about, the commercial snow plowing. I said, yeah, we could set you up. Came here, kind of met with the maintenance guys. Got their expectations down to what they wanted done, and we were able to put a contract on the table, get right to plowing. Like I said, 50 inches this year. First storm was like 3-4 inches, and the next one was 9. So you start plowing places like this, and it's like new. Like, you don't know what your routine is, or how everything gets done, or where you're backing up, or because I can't see out my back window. There's no back window here.
Right.
So I actually have this camera here too that I set up. It's about like a little one off of Amazon.
Camera.
You just plug that in, and I can see the camera's dirty.
But you can still see, yeah.
Some call it cheating. I just like to say $80 camera is better than a $500 paint job or $1,000 bumper. 4 or 5 hours, get it wrapped up, salted, get everything done. So what I'll do is, obviously there's no snow on the ground. I'll come out here. This time of year the snow pile is melting, but we still, right now it's 40, 45. It's going to dip down to 33 tonight, and then you get 5-6 mile-an-hour winds. It's 29 degrees. So right here you see how it's melting like that.
Yeah.
That might need to be salted. Kind of all relies on where your contract lies and how how sensitive to come out and take care of things is, you know.
Yeah. How did you learn all this stuff, man? You sound like you've got a lot of knowledge about it.
So before I got that big one, you know, or that big contract, or the other one before that, you know, I probably submitted 20, 30 commercial contracts. So you don't just get it right away,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So it took a lot of bidding, and I stayed true to what I wanted to do. You know, this is my price, this is my contract. I'm not going to make amendments to it, or, you know, come down on the price or match another contractor. So, you know, you put it out there. A lot of times you get no response back. You know, you follow up, no, we didn't choose you, got somebody else. So it kind of falls with what their expectations are, how good of a job they want done, even kind of priority are. You know, they want to know, you know, if, yeah, you got this contract, price looks good, but what's your priority for us? You know, where do we
What
lie?
are the expectations, right? Yeah. Get all that in writing.
So something like
Nice.
this would help me get, you know, good testimonial for, you know, either other property management companies or other people that, you know, that kind of type of building,
Yeah.
you know, for around the city here. It's good. It was a really good experience this year, getting 50 inches. The past couple winters, yeah, I had the smaller lot. And, I mean, when you get 20 inches, 15 inches, you know, you only get tested a couple times. You get 50 inches of snow, you're tested. You know, we were tested 2 weeks straight this winter. You know, a whole week out. Every single day we're on the site. And it happened 2 times this year. You get 50 inches of snow, there's quite a bit of events.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of experience, kind of a lot of trial and error in terms of how to fit things. Because you got, you know, when you do a snow event, you got, you know, that first 8 hours is huge. You know, you got to get certain things done at certain time frames.
So why don't you tell everybody like how you got started? Like how did you get to this point? Why did you start lawn care?
Well, I was introduced to it through like subcontracting. I was working at a pizzeria. I think August 2011 is when I started. So December 2013 comes around. I'm working at the pizzeria, and I get this opportunity to do so many driveways in the winter. And I take it on, and I got so busy doing that because I remember December 2013 here in Michigan. It was just, you know, every 3-4 days someone's like, "Oh, I heard another storm's coming." So I ended up just doing that, just doing the snow. And then I got a subcontractor before I put a season in with him, mowing most of 2014. And then kind of by the end of 2014, the snow season comes around again to do some more, you know, work for him doing snow. And that's kind of when I bought my truck, my plow. At the end of 2014 there, going into that winter of 2015. By 2015 is when I kind of was doing it, you know, doing lawns, snow, landscape jobs. Kind of what took me into it was I really like doing it. You know, I like the rush of, oh, it's going to snow, I'll be out all night doing, you know. Obviously a lot of people like it for the quick buck at first, and then you realize, you know, what it takes to run a whole business.
Yeah.
So by the end of 2014 October is when I filed, you know, my LLC and, you know, started setting up, you know, bank account, you know, tax ID numbers, insurance, getting the truck, you know, starting to really get everything dialed in to get it rolling for the 2015 season is when I started mowing by myself and getting everything going.
But you actually, so interesting, you actually started with like snow removal. That's how you got started instead of like mowing lawns?
Always cut the grass here at home as a kid though, so
Yeah.
that, you know, was always a given. We had like a Honda push mower, and, you know, for snow, I always liked clearing the neighbor's snow when I was a kid, like shoveling. So I remember we bought a really cool snow blower, and I, you know, obviously started doing all these driveways, started getting beat up, you know, because you're used to doing your own driveway a whole winter. So we got this snowboard, you know, taking it on and off the truck, and it was just a really busy winter. And I'm just like, you know, if we get more winters like this, and I obviously got asked to, you know, go mow lawns for that summer, and you know, by the end of 2014, as I was just, you know, bells are ringing, let's go get it, you know, let's just see what we can do. We'll, you know, have a business, do it right. Insurance, you know, file it with the state, did all that, get ready to go, and then it was postcard mailboxes. And once winter turned over that spring, I was, you know, that's when I had that gravely walk behind, started going on lawns with that.
You definitely seem wise beyond your years. Like, where did you get all this kind of knowledge? Like, how did you just jump into snow plowing, and
How are you so knowledgeable about business and equipment and mechanical, like trucks, and you just seem so knowledgeable about a lot of things. And even where we just went to eat, the guy that the owner or the guy that was there said, that you're a hard worker, especially for your age. Like that just seems to be a common thing. Like how old are you?
21. I'll be 22 this year.
So I mean, that's you're a young guy, and you just seem to have so much knowledge and work ethic, which is not always, I guess it's not as common these days. So
yeah, it's weird because like right when I first started working, I always did well in school. So right when I started working is when I was just like, I'd rather be at work or working towards something that that compensates me than be at school. But really, I started, now being how old I am, even though I'm still kind of a kid, some would see, it's you gotta have a balance of both, right? So for people to say I'm wise by my years and how do I know this, I think I dabble in a lot of stuff and don't really know exactly everything down to a T. So like let's say when it comes to like trucks, like I know what this part does and that part does, but if I was to actually dissect it and get into it, maybe I might not know, or I might not know each step to do it. So it's kind of something to have like a common ground with a lot of things. So it's not that I know everything, but I have a common ground with a lot of stuff, and I try to stay sharp in terms of like I got into this community, and all it does is we benefit from each other, from sharing experiences, and obviously the older people can tell you what to do, what not to do. So what I could do is share my experiences early with people like you and people we talk to in like the Facebook groups, and they can kind of guide me in the right way or tell you what to do, what not to do. So 2 ears, one mouth kind of deal with a lot of people, and just kind of see how it's done. A lot of the knowledge that I get now is obviously through online, with talking amongst people in the industry. But when it comes to just common stuff with like trucks or hardware, like tools and stuff, I don't know. It's there's something in me that just like wants to know about it. Like I need to know kind of what it is. Like I said, I don't need to know 100%. What makes a drill go around, but I want to know where I can use a drill in this application or here. So almost like a jack of all trades. They dip in everything, but at the same time, you're kind of pinpointing on you have a goal though too.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and click the bell for future notifications. Check back for the next episode in 2 weeks and catch my live show on echomeansbusiness.com every third Wednesday of the month.